let's dive into the specs of the pillows. So Jen, why don't you just dive right in about kind of how what the difference is?
Sure. So just to give a little background, the reason that we wanted to do this was because we felt that we'd heard from you guys and other, parents in general, that this is one of the tough product decisions to make, right? Like, you think you need a feeding pillow, but it's sort of overwhelming to decide, do you want the Boppy? I remember registering and hearing a ton of things about the Boppy, and also hearing about the My Breast Friend. And they are similar in lots of ways, but they're also different in lots of ways. So we thought it would be interesting to compare them and sort of put them head to head and say, like, it's not necessarily that one is better or worse. It's more that what's better for you, right? So by comparing the features, it's easy to or easier, I should say, to see what choice is a better pillow for you. So that's sort of like how we got into this. So first off, like Kathleen said, we're going to start just going head to head on the specs. So dimensions. I can take this off so you guys can see it better.
Wait, how much do they cost? What's the cost difference?
Oh, cost. Sorry, cost wasn't. I have my chart right here, but cost was not on it. They cost the same. I think they're like 2 cents difference. $40, right?
Yeah.
So not really a factor. Take that off the list. Dimensions. So neither of these pillows are like things you are going to toss in your diaper bag and like be on your way with. They're pretty big and bulky. Not huge, but the My Breast Friend is 23 inches across, so kind of see like on me. And it is 15 inches from front to back, and it is about 5 inches wide on its like widest part, which is right over here. So call it about almost 2 feet wide. I think that's probably the most important. I'm sorry, it's 5 inches tall, not wide. 5 inches this way. So that is the My Breast Friend. Kathleen, what are the dimensions of the Boppy?
I don't know.
Oh, I have them. Do you want to know? I have the specs. I'll tell you what they are.
I will model. And
the Boppy is
mine. Wait, because you have the stats. Because what do you have in front of you?
Our handy comparison chart, which is also in the article that the Boppy or My Breast Friend helped me decide, which we will post after this live, and it's also live on our website as well. But it has
so I fully admitted that I don't know the specs of this other than just feeling it. So
I can tell you.
List them off and I'll show it off.
18 inches across, so 18 inches from side to side. So call it 5 inches narrower than this pillow. 16 inches front to back.
Okay.
That's almost exactly the same as the My Breast Friend. And then 5.5 inches up and down. So same that way. So they're essentially the same size. This is a little bit wider.
Yeah. Okay.
Weight, another important, again, you're not going to be toting it around like
all
over the place, but you're going to be picking it up and putting it on and off. The My Breast Friend is actually lighter. The My Breast Friend weighs 2 pounds, and the Boppy weighs 2.7 pounds. But I don't really think you can tell that big of a
negligible difference.
Negligible.
Yeah, not a big difference.
Material. The My Breast Friend is 100% cotton. So this is all a cotton outer layer. I don't think the inside is cotton. I think it's more of like a foam, but I know that the outside layer is cotton.
Yeah.
The Boppy cover is cotton and polyester. Okay. I don't think, obviously you guys can't feel them from over your phone screen, but I don't think the feel is all that different. They're both really soft and comfy. Right.
And I believe that the My Breast Friend has deluxe covers too, which are more of like a terry.
Yes. So this is, I don't know if you can like see the texture, but this cover it's almost like a really soft flannel kind of. So it's really soft.
Okay. So you have I think you might
have
a deluxe version. Okay.
I have a deluxe version. Yeah.
And I would say this cover is more just like your standard pillow.
Yep.
Standard pillow cover.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. Do you know if Boppy has a deluxe, like a different material?
Actually, good question. I don't know.
Okay. We'll check.
Okay. They do also have a ton of different patterns. Both come in lots of different patterns.
Yes.
Washability.
I love this pattern.
I know, that's
the Babylist store. It's so pretty.
I really like that one.
Cute.
I think Boppy has more pattern choices than My Breast Friend. Boppy has like 15 or 20. They have a lot. My Breast Friend probably has maybe 8 or 9. But there's like
before we go on, somebody asked a little bit earlier, what was the
Yep.
secret passphrase again? Just as a bonus, let's say it again. It's side parts are still a thing. Again, if you remember that phrase, we're going to give away 5 at the end. So write it down. Okay, let's keep going.
Awesome. So these are, washability is a differing factor between the two of these pillows. The My Breast Friend, the cover, so let me show you. It's a slip cover, so kind of like same deal as like a pillow or whatever. This comes off and it is machine washable. However, the insert, which again, you can't really see, but I'll give you the best shot, is like a foam. This is spot clean only. So if it does get messy, you just have to sort of blot it with like a wet cloth. You could use like a mild detergent, but you cannot put the actual pillow insert into the washing machine. The Boppy, however, 100% washable. The whole thing can go in. The cover, the pillow, all of it can go right in. And she'll show you.
Yeah. So the inside is like a firm pillow, like the firmest pillow you have, or you could ever have, I suppose. The outside, totally easy to take off. I remember actually My Breast Friend when I used it, the cover's a little bit harder to get off because it has like a lot more interesting curves to the thing. Yeah. The Boppy, I took it off once. It's pretty easy to come off just because it's like a really flowy Z shape. So yeah, super easy to clean. I wouldn't say that deterred me from using the My Breast Friend whatsoever, but just a little bit of difference.
Yep. Yeah. And then, so the use, I mean, the primary use for both of them is a feeding support pillow. You can use them for breastfeeding or bottle feeding, and we'll get into this after we finish going over the specs. We'll sort of walk through the usage of it a little more. But the My Breast Friend is primarily a nursing or feeding pillow. You can't really use it for anything else. The Boppy, however, Kathleen, do you want to talk about all the things you can do with the Boppy?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so Boppy, use it for feeding, right? I've got the I've got this here, and I've got my child here.
So cute.
So, a great way to assist in breastfeeding.
Yep.
But it's also great if you choose not to breastfeed or you move on from breastfeeding. It's a great prop to like help you hang out with your babe. They can like lay here and you can help bottle feed. Again, don't let your baby bottle feed themselves because they could choke if you're not paying attention. But you're holding the bottle. You got your baby here. That's I'm not on a chair. On the ground. Great. Assisted seating when they're getting a little older. You know it can help them kind of start learning how to sit up. I skipped the tummy time part. Like one of the earlier things that you do with your babe is give them a little tummy time, and the Boppy helps you do that like that. And then when they get older, just like a cushy place for them to hang out. So really nice to use through kind of the first year of baby's life, right?
Yep, and that I'd say is probably the biggest difference. The washability factor and the usage. The Boppy is definitely more versatile, so that is my answer. And then finally, design-wise, we'll talk about that again when we go through the features a little more closely in a bit. But the My Breast Friend is a full wraparound, right? So I don't know if you can see it, but it goes around my whole body, and it clips on. So like I could feasibly walk around with this thing on me. It is all around. It has a buckle, and it also has an adjustable strap right here. So depending to make it to fit properly around your body, you just use the Velcro strap. The Boppy, however, is like more of an open design. Kathleen, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So the Boppy, obviously no strap. So super easy to plop on.
Yep.
With the My Breast Friend, there's like a little bit of a time it takes to kind of like situate yourself, clip it in, whatever. The Boppy, you kind of just throw it on and go. But there's more chance, especially like in the beginning of your breastfeeding journey when you're like not really used to it. I would say that the My Breast Friend is a little bit more supportive in that because it's hugged so tight to your body. There's no slippage, right? With the Boppy, sometimes the gap comes and you're not used to all the things that goes on with breastfeeding a baby and the thing has the potential to move around. So I think that my breast friend, especially the first time breastfeeding parent, gives you a little bit more confidence that like once she strapped that thing on, it's really on. So I think that's kind of the main difference in the beginning. But especially as you become more confident and, you know, you're babying, you kind of learn the ways you move and all that stuff. This is so much easier just to plop, go. So I would say that's kind of the main differences there.
And then the only other like spec difference, if you're going head to head, is my breast friend does have this little pocket right here in the front, which is like super handy for your phone. Not that, you know, you're really on your phone, but you know, breastfeeding can take a long time, guys, so it gets a little boring. So you can put your phone in there, you can put like a pacifier in there. It's pretty big, right? Like you can fit a decent amount of stuff in there. You can put like a nipple cream. You can put a bottle if you follow breastfeeding with a bottle. It definitely fits. So it's kind of a nice feature. The Boppy does not have a pocket.
Yeah, totally. Okay. All right. So
you want to do like a quick demo? We talked about a lot of it, but we can do like a quick sort of overview of demoing it. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So as I said, the biggest feature here is the wraparound feature, right? So it comes like this. What you want to do is you just put it around your body, you buckle it, and then you use this handy little Velcro section to tighten or loosen as needed. I like it pretty snug. I actually use this with my son, and it's really tight, and I actually like that a lot. The other thing to point out, and again, it's hard for you guys to see. Sorry, backing up. One more thing. The front of this is flat, right? There's no gap, so it hugs my body really closely. So there's gonna be no gappage. It's not gonna fall down as much. As I said before, you can really tighten this thing and get up when you get a little more comfortable with breastfeeding, and like feed your baby while you're walking around. So it does work. It's better to sit, especially in the beginning when you're learning and you're trying to figure things out, but it is doable. There's also these two really cool features on the top of this. So instead of just having a flat top, it's hard to see the dimension on here, but see there's like these two little raised sections. Mm-hmm. You want to like use those to prop your baby's head up, right? And it makes it easier to latch the baby when you're breastfeeding. The way you're going to hold, you know, you can go feet on this side or this side. They're on either side. They're a really nice feature. I think that was probably one of my favorite things about using it. It's just so hard to find a position. Kathleen is nodding because she knows. It's hard in the beginning. You're trying to make sure the baby is lying correctly, make sure they're latched on, make sure you're sitting, you know, it's just a lot. So these are really helpful in getting that right position. Yeah. And then the other thing to point out is the firmness. My breast friend is really firm. Again, hard to sort of show you guys, but it is like a foam block or something. Like it has some give to it. It's obviously soft and comfy for a baby, but it is very firm. So there is no sinking in. Baby's head and body will be very supported on this. Yeah. So I think that's probably, did I miss anything? I think that's probably it, right?
No, those are kind of, those are the benefits to that for sure. Yeah. I would say, I know we covered this with the Boppy a little earlier, super easy to throw on. One thing I would say about the My Breast Friend too is the pre-prep. If you're not wearing a nursing friendly top, you're going to want to strap down pretty naked.
It's like, I can't get
before you strap that thing on because you're really in there, right? Yep. So I remember like just no shame once the baby comes. My dad's in the room. It's time to feed and I'm just like ripping my clothes off. It is what it is. But with that, My Breast Friend, you're kind of forced to do that. Yeah. With the Boppy, because there is give, you are able to kind of lift up and do what you need to do because you have that flexibility to kind of get into your clothes and do what you need to do. Yeah. Hot tip. I wore a lot of these shirts when I didn't buy a lot of nursing tanks, but I wore a lot of these workout shirts. I have a sports bra on, so that's
what's happening over there?
I wore a lot of these workout shirts that have the open back when I was breastfeeding, so it was like really easy to kind of get in here.
Good idea.
Yeah, and then I didn't have have to buy a lot of like clothes just for nursing because I love wearing these when I work out, after I work out.
That is
so.
brilliant.
Hot tip.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. I love these kind of like keyhole open back shirts. You can just flip them around for nursing. So yes, that Boppy, super squishy. And I love that for just kind of that longevity again. Like, you know, you could foreseeably use this like for yourself hanging out, like long term, you know, just watching TV, watching Bridgerton 6 episodes in a row, like get yourself comfy, you know, whatever. But yeah, love that. I would also say I really benefited from having 2 covers, either pillow, doesn't matter. So that you can always have one that's in the wash and then one that's ready to use. So think about
two hot tips from you.
Oh, I'm hot tips. I actually only breastfed exclusively for 4 months. But it was a jam-packed 4 months. So yeah.
One thing actually I will say that I didn't point out but is worth noting for the My Breast friend. I did say it was a wraparound, so like, as you can see, it goes behind my back.
Yes.
But the other benefit of that is, especially in the beginning when you're like trying to get this baby latched on, trying to like whatever, you tend to like hunch over, and within like a couple days you start really feeling it. And especially if you're not in a seat, like if you're breastfeeding on like a comfy couch or in your bed, it's very hard to get the right back support. The wraparound design helps not only keep the pillow on, but it does provide like almost like a lumbar pillow, right? So like I can lean back and I'm like, ooh, I feel supported in this. So it prevents like the hunch, which anyone like, and you know what I'm talking about, right? Like you just feel so tight and like uncomfortable. This kind of allows you to like take back and like deal with your situation.
For sure. And it's not any wonder that I have this mini pillow here in my son's room. Use this for the back, use this for sometimes when he was like not in a great position, just like a little extra pop up, just whatever. So definitely the My Breast friend is kind of like a built-in help for that, but you can also kind of solve that with an extra travel pillow or whatever you want. Yeah.
Well, I didn't use my fake baby here. Here, I'll put him on.
You have a monkey fake baby. I have a teddy bear fake baby. But yeah, I think it's actually nice to see how what that looks like, you know.
Sorry, I forgot he was there. There you go.
Yeah. So that's kind of like what the differences in the 2 babies look like. And you can kind of already see in the My Breast friend how there's like that little hump, so his head is up a little bit. You can with the Boppy, you know, you're kind of using your arm a little bit here more for the prop, so which is lovely and wonderful too. So either way. So Jen, are there any instances where you would get both?
Well, in fact, there are, Kathleen. So this is what I always tell people, because it is confusing, right? And it's so hard if you haven't done it. And with all baby product decisions, listen, we've all been there. We remember, like I remember, it is so hard to decide on something when you have no idea what you're going to expect. Like a stroller and a car seat and a pillow, you don't even know if you're going to breastfeed. Like, I get it. So we feel you there. This is what I say. My breast friend, to me personally, and I think the sort of the overriding opinion is like, this is a great pillow in the beginning. If you are planning to breastfeed, you know, if it works out, if it doesn't, no pressure. I think this is a great pillow to start with. It definitely has more support, right? It wraps around your body. It supports your back. It supports the baby. It's firm. When you are learning to breastfeed, I think this is personally my go-to. It does have some other things that don't compare to the Boppy, like we talked about, but if you are looking for a supportive, firm nursing pillow that is going to help you learn to breastfeed, I think this is a great choice. Later on, when you have the hang of things and you don't necessarily need all of this, some people go with this the whole time. They use it, you know, and that's great. It works for them. Other people are kind of like, you know what? I have this down a little. I don't need as much support, but I still want something, right? I don't want to use my pillow from the couch. I don't want to, you know, whatever. That's where the Boppy comes in. Can you use the Boppy from the beginning? 100% yes, and plenty of people do. Mm-hmm. So where you would need 2 pillows is like, you use this for maybe the first 3-4 months, and then you start to kind of get in the swing of things, and you're like, okay, I'm going to switch to the Boppy. the thing about that, it's not a huge waste because the Boppy does have use past the first 3 months, right? You can use it, as you said, you can use it for propping, you can use it for sitting, you can use it for tummy time. You could just lie on it and like watch TV. So it's not like you're throwing away money on something that you're going to use for 4 weeks and never see again. So yes, I think that you could use both. Don't need to, but I wouldn't be opposed.
Yeah. And I would say, I only have one child. If I were to ever to have another child, and I clearly have the Boppy in the house, I don't have my breast friend that I use because I was generously loaned it by my sister-in-law, and I have since returned it. I'd be perfectly confident enough to just use the Boppy. I don't think I could say that the first time around, quite frankly. So yeah, that's great. We got a few user questions. I'm not sure about the first one. I'm not, maybe you might know. If neither of us know, we will look into it for you. What about the new Freedom Mom one? Have you heard of this new?
I have heard of it.
Hello? Okay.
I have not tried it. So I cannot speak to it. And there's also a new one. I believe Dakatot has one too. It's like a moon shape. It's really pretty. I would imagine those function more like the Boppy, because they seem to me more like pillowy, but I have not tested one out yet. I will. I will report back.
Amazing. I know we sell the new Dakatot feeding pillow in the Babylist store as well, so you can check that out in our store. The other question is, where can I buy these? Pretty much anywhere. Babylist itself, the Babylist store sells both of these. We both got these from the Babylist store because we work at Babylist. So we have these pillows in a ton of different colors and styles. I know Target online sells them. I know, but not in store, because we also looked into that. Amazon, Bye Bye Baby,
Walmart.
But everyone pretty much carries. They're pretty like well known on the market pillows. And then the last question is, are these new? Absolutely not. Yours is 7 years old. Mine is 4.
Around.
Yeah, they've been around for a long time. They've perfected the craft. And so I remember the patterns that were out 4 years ago, and like seeing them now, just like the explosion of all the new colors and styles is really exciting. So you can really.
And I'll also add, like, I think they're a nice, they're not super cheap, but you're not making an investment of hundreds of dollars, right? So if breastfeeding is something that you think you're going to do, or if you just think you're going to need support bottle feeding, because they work for that too. It's nice to like free up your back and your arms. They are a nice, affordable product to add to your registry, and I don't know anyone who added them and didn't get use out of them, to be honest. Like, these are a go-to for pretty much all of the parents that I know.
Okay, I think we said all we can say about these two pillows. I want to just call out, after this chat, we will throw up Babylist guide to the best nursing pillows of this year, which includes both of these pillows as well as a few other pillows on the market. We'll throw that up in IG stories. Also links to where you can buy these pillows, add them to your registry, and the article first in a new series that Jen is working on, which is Boppy or My Breast Friend. So you're gonna start comparing a lot of other products in this way too, right?
Yep, we are trying to pick things that we know people get stuck between. Like the next one I believe I'm working on is a swing, like a traditional swing versus like a Mamaroo type more electric swing situation.
Nice.
And I think we have one other, but yeah, we have a couple in the works. So we're just trying to make the decision process easier. Like, decision fatigue is a real thing, especially when you're picking like 100 things to buy for a baby that you haven't met yet. So we feel you, we get it, and we are here to help.
I love it. All right. Question was, how much are they? They're $40 each.
$40.
A few cents off. We hope you enjoyed this chat. If you don't already, make sure to follow Babylist. We're going to do a ton more chats like this. We have great supportive content for expecting parents. And of course, sign up for Babylist registry if you don't, or if you're expecting and don't already have one. Yes, thanks so much, Jen, for joining us. Thanks everyone for joining us and sticking around. And we will talk to everybody soon. Thanks,
guys.
Bye. Bye.